everyone and welcome back to my channel Speaking Skills with Saumya. How have you all been? Before I start, I just needed to mention that please pardon my groggy voice today because I've just recovered from infection and it's still not gone totally. So my voice can be a bit shaky, so please pardon me for that. Anyone who doesn't know what pardon me and groggy means, pardon me means please excuse me, and groggy means shaky or unsteady or unstable, harsh, hoarse, etc. In my case, groggy voice, which is shaky voice or unsteady voice. Now you must be thinking, why is Saumya explaining herself? The reason I mentioned this because today we will be learning about synonyms. Now let's move ahead and learn what synonyms are. Synonyms are basically similar words or multiple words which have the same meaning in a same language. For example, in the English language, 4 to 5 words may mean the same even though the words are different. A synonym could be a single word or a phrase. Why synonyms are used? Synonyms are used so that you can use descriptive words wherever required. There will be situations where you have to describe a word better. So in that case, instead of a particular word, you replace it with a synonym of the same word. So the meaning remains the same, but it just describes the word or whatever object or situation you're explaining. It just explains it better. It gives a better description. So that's the reason you use synonyms. There are many other reasons. I will be telling you that soon. So just to make you understand, begin, start, initiate and commence. All these words are separate, but the meaning is the same, is to start something or to begin something. So all of them mean the same, but the words are different. So these are called synonyms. Similar words with the same meaning. So I hope you got an idea what synonyms are. So today I am going to cover some synonyms or some words, or you could also say some formal words. So we all have some sort of formal engagement to attend every single day, be it work, be it at a university, if you're going to a college or school. So we need to learn few formal words to use it in such a formal situation. So that's what we are going to learn today, some formal words or some synonyms which are advanced level. So today I will give you advanced level words for simpler words that you use on everyday basis. So you can use these formal words at your college or at work, with your clients, customers, in any kind of formal situation or any kind of formal environment. Okay, so let's go ahead and see why we use synonyms. What is the purpose? Why do we need these formal words? The first and most important reason is that they sound more professional, and so we use them in formal environments and formal gatherings or events. One of the reasons for using these formal words is to sound serious and sound respectful. Now, for example, if you are writing a letter to your professor at your university, or you're writing a email to your client or a customer at work, you want to sound serious. When you're writing, you don't use casual or everyday simple words. You use professional words. You use formal words to make it sound professional, make it sound serious. Also, it sounds respectful. It also adds sophistication to your language skills. Since we are talking about English language, it just adds value to your language skills. You sound more sophisticated. That's why formal communication is important and interesting. Now another reason of using these kind of formal words is these days in our work environments, also at our colleges and universities, we have cross-cultural crowd. We have people coming from different cultures, be it inside our country or from outside the country. Okay, so using formal words is more respectful, since we don't know what kind of language they know and we don't know them. So it is better to use some kind of language or words which is universal, which is acceptable, and which is more respectful. So using formal words helps us in eliminating any kind of misunderstanding, and it also helps you to sound more polite and professional. I hope you got the idea what synonyms are and why we need to use synonyms. So now let's move on to examples of synonyms. So I'm going to give you the formal word of a simple word. All these words that I'm giving you are very simple, which are used on everyday basis. You must be knowing most of these words. Now there are plenty of synonyms out there, but I will be covering only a few today. So if you have any more doubts, if you ever want to know a formal word for a particular word, you can just ask me in the comments down below. So I will help you, or I would make another video where I'll give you few more examples of that. So let's start. Now the first word is start. So instead of start, you can say begin. So I'm giving you a synonym for start. Start and begin both mean the same, but begin sounds more formal. Choose and select. Choose is the informal word and select is the formal word. Dull and gloomy. Dull is informal, gloomy is formal. End and finish. End is informal, finish is formal. Gather and collect. Gather is informal, collect sounds more formal. Can you please collect the documents? Doesn't it sound more professional? Huge and enormous. Huge and enormous both means big, something that is very big or very large. Okay, so instead of that you say enormous. Enormous is more of a formal word which you can use in formal places. Idea and thought. Idea is commonly used. Thought would be a formal version of it. Jump and leap. Jump is an informal word. Leap will be more of a formal word. Kind and helpful. Helpful is more of a formal word. Laugh and giggle. Laugh is more commonly used and is informal. Giggle can be used in a formal word. Mistake and error. So mistake is used informally and error is used formally. So if you make a mistake somewhere in a formal place, or you are writing something, you have a written report or email where you have made a you have to use the word mistake, you replace that with error. Neat and tidy. Tidy is a formal word. Neat is an informal word. Old and ancient. Ancient is more of a formal word. Page and sheet. Page is an informal word and sheet is more of a formal word. Quiet and peaceful. Quiet is informal, peaceful is formal. This conference room is very peaceful. So in a formal place you can use peaceful instead of quiet. Rich and wealthy. Rich is more commonly used. Wealthy is more of a descriptive word or a synonym, and also it is very formal. Rough and coarse. Coarse is a formal word. Rough is more informal. Sad and unhappy. Sad is commonly used, unhappy is more formal. Slim and slender. Slender is more formal. Trust and belief. Trust is an informal word and belief will be a formal word. Value and worth. So instead of writing value wherever you want to, you can use worth. If you want to ask about a product's value, you can ask what is its worth. Okay, so that sounds more formal and professional. Write and record. Write is more of an informal word. Record is more of a formal word. You are asking or you are telling someone to write it down. Instead of writing it down, you say record it. Okay, a lot of. The formal version would be plenty. Just like I said, synonyms could be a phrase. So a lot of is a phrase, a short phrase. Okay, so instead of saying that, you can say plenty. Very angry. Again, this is a phrase. So the formal word would be furious. If you're angry, you would say that I'm furious. Especially when you want to say that I'm very angry, instead of that you say I'm furious. Anyway, nevertheless. Nevertheless is more formal. You must have read this word in books and novels. Instead of anyways, nevertheless is used. I think. Now this is a phrase. Now what would be a formal version? You would say that in my opinion, you begin your sentence by saying in my opinion instead of saying I think. All right and acceptable. Instead of saying all right, you would say acceptable. This product is all right. Instead of saying that, you say the product is acceptable. That is more professional. It sounds more professional. Put up and tolerate. Now put up is more of a casual phrase. Instead of that, you say tolerate. I will not tolerate this kind of behavior. That sounds more professional. Instead of saying I will not put up with this kind of behavior, which would be more of an informal use, you say I will not tolerate this kind of behavior. I hope you're getting all of this. Set up and establish. Now, for example, you can say that we have set up the client's table in the other room. Instead of that, you can say we have established a seating area in the other room. That sounds more professional, doesn't it? Put off and postpone. Put off a meeting. Put off a program. That is more of an informal use. Instead of that, you can say postpone. Postpone the program. Postpone the meeting. Seem and appear. Now, many times we use the word seem, which is used informally. Instead of that, you can use appear. For example, it seems that Ram is absent today. Instead of that, you say it appears that Ram isn't here yet. That sounds more professional. Want and desire. Want is very casually used. It's a very informal word. Instead of want, you say desire. I desire my product to be this and this, or I desire my client to be that organization. So that sounds more professional. Say no. Instead of that, you can use the word reject or decline. For example, someone makes you an offer and you have to say no. Don't say or don't write that I'm gonna say no or I am saying no. Instead of that, you use the word reject or decline. I respectfully decline your offer, or I respectfully reject your offer. So that is more of a professional use. I agree. Instead of that, you say I concur. It means the same, but it sounds more professional since it is a formal word. Very confused. I'm very confused. Instead of that, you use the word perplexed. 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 I will write it up here so you can read it out. Perplexed means confusing or confused, but instead of using the word confused, you use perplexed. I'm perplexed about the situation. I'm not understanding. Okay, so you are confused about the current situation. So instead of saying confused, you say perplexed. Now the last word for today is aware and conscious. Instead of using the word aware, you write conscious. I'm aware that I have not been performing well. Instead of that, you say I'm conscious about my performance. So you mean the same, but you sound more professional when you use the word conscious. So these were few examples of synonyms. Synonyms specifically that are formal, which you will be using in formal places at work or in your college or university or any kind of formal event or a formal gathering. So I hope you understood what synonyms are, why they are used and all these examples. If you have any doubts about any of it, please let me know in the comments down below. I also have another video about formal and informal words. I'm going to link that up here in the I button so you can go and watch it later if you want to learn more about formal and informal words. I hope you found today's video helpful, informative and interesting. If you liked today's video, do give a thumbs up. Share it with a friend or people who would like this, and subscribe to my channel for more such videos on English language, English communication, and English vocabulary. So that was all for today. I will take your leave now. I will catch you later soon next week in another video with another new topic. Till then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep practicing. Take care and bye for now.